My name is Monica, Polish-Nigerian based in London. Today's video is going to be about my genealogical makeup. I am about to find out what other places I am made of that I don't know about potentially. So I'm really curious to see if there are going to be any surprises. Obviously we know I'm mixed race, hence Afropean, but I'm so curious to find out more. So I've got my laptop here in front of me. I am going to be recording myself, but before I do, let me just touch on what I already know about my mixed race origin, right? So as I said, I am Polish and Nigerian. Here's the proof. What's interesting is I am Polish by descent. My mother was Polish, you know, and by birth as well, I'm Polish. So I've had this passport since pretty much I was born, you know, but this one I have just received. Like, this is the first issue Nigerian passport. As you can see, this one is fresh, really pretty. This one is a little bit tired, and you know, it's been, I can show you some of the stamps, some of the visas and some of the things. So this one has been in use for quite a while, right? Anyway, so you know, growing up in Poland, you can actually watch a video about that if you want to, story time. I did speak about that on my channel. As a mixed race person, you know, was interesting, I guess, for other people. For me, I'm not sure if it was, but if you want to know more about that, watch the video. I'm going to put it up here somewhere. When I was there, Nigeria was not on my mind at all. Only when I moved to London, I began spending time with Nigerians. I initially stayed with my Nigerian family from my dad's side. And, you know, so I became a bit more curious. I have now lived in London for over 20 years, so 2 decades, but only recently I began thinking about getting a Nigerian passport. I have been traveling to Ghana consistently for the past 3 years, I would say. Again, you can find a lot of these videos on my channel, Ghana vlogs, etc. Yeah, it was just frustrating having to get a visa, knowing that I am entitled to an ECOWAS passport. That was one of the main reasons, but not the only one. I started applying for the Nigerian passport about 3 years ago. That was a nightmare, especially the NIN. Getting the NIN was an unnecessary nightmare. If you want me to talk about that, I mean, I have already spoken about that a little bit, but if you want me to conclude the story, you have to let me know that you want me to do that, because just thinking about it is stressful for me. So unless you ask for it, I will probably not record like a dedicated video about how I finally managed to get to this passport. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. This video is about genealogy and getting to know where it is that I come from outside of Poland and Nigeria. I did my tests. Interestingly, just literally a few days after I got my Nigerian passport, they sent me the notification that my results are ready. So let's find out what it is that I'm made of. Okay, let's go. 37% Nigerian. That's the most. Only 24% East European, Eastern Europe. Baltic. So that's like Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. Sierra Leonean. Wow. So you guys, I am mostly Nigerian. Like, I should have gotten this passport with ease. There should have been no hassle. I am mostly Nigerian, like 37.2%. 24.4% Eastern European. Poland is actually in Central Europe and all that, but fine. Let's just say it is Eastern. So Poland, Czech Republic, Austria, Ukraine, Belarus. My Polish grammar can still speak Russian. This is so interesting. So 37.2 plus 24.4. What is it? So it's 37.50. Huh? What am I doing? I'm sorry. I'm just trying to count the part that's African or whatever, and then the part that's European. Okay, so Nigerian plus Sierra Leonean, that's 37.2 plus 6.6, so that's 43.8 African. Right? Did I count it right? 43.8, I did. Okay, so I had to leave the house because I have a meeting, and so I'm here, but I wanted to record some of the other thoughts that I had after I left my previous reaction, which wasn't complete. I realized that there was a further breakdown of ethnicities. So I wanted to talk about that, but before I do that, I want to address a comment that was made under a video that I posted, the short that I posted when I was doing the tests. And the person said, "You're mixed race." The way they said it was as if they were saying, "You're mixed race. What more do you need to know?" kind of thing. You know, and of course I know I am mixed race, biracial, black and white, whatever. But that doesn't say a lot, really. Not in terms of location, not in terms of countries and stuff like that. One thing that immediately I thought was that the person was American. And I mean, I might be wrong, but I don't think I am. I think they were from America. The thing is, you know, being mixed race in America, I am not American, right? I'm European and I'm African. Or African and European, however you want to put it. And yeah, the way we look at being mixed race in Europe is very different. I grew up in Europe. It is very different here than it is in America, mostly because, I think it is mostly because when you're in America, when you're a mixed race person in America, you guys are able to form some sort of a collective because, one, you speak the same language. All of you speak English. Some of you may speak additional languages, but pretty much everybody speaks English in America, right? That is not the case in Europe. Yes, most of us now speak English as a second language, but you know, when you move from, let's say, Poland to Germany to France to Italy, etc., 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 all these countries have different languages. So for the most part, mixed race people from France will have a different experience and will not be able to communicate as freely with mixed race people from Germany or Poland or Slovakia. Do you see what I mean? So it's a very different experience being mixed race in Europe. It may be similar, but it is not the same. Which is why, you know, I would just say, if you are mixed race American, travel more. I mean, if you are somebody who thinks that mixed race is the same across the globe, just travel a little bit more. Travel outside America. The world is huge and there is so much diversity that you may not be able to recognize just being in America. Even in Africa, people speak different languages. However, like, you know, they will mostly speak English, then French, then maybe Portuguese, right? But there are different languages in Africa as well. So yes, that's all I wanted to say. A mixed race experience in the US is different than a mixed race experience in Europe and then in Africa as well. So that's why, yeah. But anyway, I'm doing these tests because I'm curious. I'm just curious about my heritage. I'm curious about the countries I'm from. You know, it's not a big deal to me. It won't make or break me, but I just would love to know more. So, getting to the tests. Finding out that I am mostly Nigerian, like 37.2%, is so interesting to me, and it clarifies a lot of things, I would say. Like my interest in Africa, my interest in Nigeria. Yeah, many people cannot understand why I am so interested, but now I get it. Like, I am mostly Nigerian. Then we've got Sierra Leonean and Kenyan together, just over 11%, which is so interesting again. That's Africa, right? We are still talking about Africa. So that's almost 50%. I'm almost 50% African. Then we've got Eastern Europe, Central Europe, right? But you know what I mean. Eastern Europe, 24.4. Baltic, 18.8. So that's all Europe. Then we have North and West European. So again, we are adding that to the Pian, Monica. Irish, Scottish, and Welsh. And Finnish, 1.1%. And then South Asia, 1.1%, which is fun, interesting to know. But yes, I am mostly African and European, or European and African. And it's so interesting to know this. You guys, I just discovered another feature that completely blew me away. Before I get around to counting my percentages properly this time, I had to share this with you. The mixed heritage DNA matches are so accurate. It's unbelievable. The first person listed as my probable second cousin is my actual real second cousin, Joy Ogunmakin, also known as Ayo Ogunmakin. Ayo means joy in Yoruba, so it's the same name. The timing is wild because we just saw each other recently and I had only just mentioned her in my community posts. By the way, if you are not following my community posts yet, please do. I often share updates there when I'm not here making videos. As I mentioned, I'll be publishing a London vlog featuring Ayo or Joy soon. In the meantime, you can find out more about her through Wikipedia, even though, to be honest, Wikipedia isn't always accurate. It says she's German, which she is, but of course she's also Nigerian. She's mixed race, just like me. Alternatively, just check out her Instagram at Ayo Music. She's an amazing musician. But back to my point, Ayo is my second cousin. Our fathers share the same father but have different mothers. I mean, this DNA thing is so accurate. Now let's get back to those Afropean Monica percentages. This is it really. I want to count the percentages, but I'm using my phone. Okay, so I can just roughly count them in my head. So 37.2 plus 6.6, so that's 43. Anyway, so you guys, I am Afropean as it gets, almost in equal parts, with a little bit of Asia, South Asia in there, thrown in. This is so fun. This has been fun, finding out about my heritage. And what more is there to say? Speaking about genealogy, one of the reasons why I am really tired and why I have not been showing up much lately is because I am working on a genealogy project, specifically a book, really interesting. This one isn't Afropean as much, although it is, because we kind of all come from Africa. But anyway, this one is Caribbean, Bayesian specifically. It's about the Fitz village, the people of the Fitz village, the genealogy of the people of Fitz village, and I cannot wait to tell you more about it. It's going to be available soon, so do check it out. And other than that, just check out my other videos about growing up mixed race in Poland. Check out my Ghana vlogs that I have plenty of on this channel. And do subscribe if you want to see me visiting Nigeria, which should be coming up, which should be happening soon, early next year. I'm not going to give you the dates or anything like that, but that's the plan anyway for 2025, to finally visit Nigeria for the first time. I have never been. I know I am 37.2% Nigerian. I have a Nigerian passport, but I've never been to Nigeria. I am going soon, hopefully.